And a bigger question this paper asks is your performance in executive tasks, which are performed using all executive functions, are they related to your performance in those specific executive functions separately? This is a good example of shifting because it's really simple so that other functions won't kind of like swivel their way in there just because it is a simple task, and it really does show what shifting is about. For updating, there's a task called keep track, and so what will happen is you're given a category. For example, it could be like do a more realistic portrayal of how memory works, just in that it's not going to be given to you straightforward, and if there wasn't a mixture of different categories, it would be really easy, because obviously you'd know the last thing in animal because that's the last thing you just heard. Alright, so for inhibition, the task that was used is called the stop signal task. And so for the first round, you're looking at a computer screen, and you see words go through the screen a little bit, and then inhibition is because when you're doing a puzzle or a maze, you're automatically thinking that you're going to like plan things out, but in this scenario, you kind of just have to go with it. You're not supposed to erase or take your pencil off the paper, which may be out of habit for you to do. Anyway, so back to the way the data was analyzed.
I was just wondering if you know what made them want to study the executive functions, like why was that significant?
Well, I think that the reason they wanted to know is just because if you better yourself in one of these functions, it can affect your ability to do certain tasks. And this has a lot to do with any sort of disorders in this, and it will help people get better understanding and maybe result in better treatment of these disorders. Simone.
So did they find that a person can be good at performing one executive function and not another?
The thing is, it's kind of like a yes and no answer, because if you're really good at tasks involving inhibition, and then you do an updating task, there might be a little bit of inhibition that's involved in that task, even though you don't realize it. So you're going to be better if you were better at the other one, and worse if you're worse at the other one. It's a small connection, but it does make a difference.